Hi guys, welcome. And first, I want to say thank you to those of you that have taken the time to comment on my recent videos. I really do appreciate your input, especially from those of you that are out there doing the van life. I really like hearing from you and hearing, how you feel about it. And I need to ask a question or several questions actually because I've been trying to look for information online and I'm not finding a whole lot. Um, First off, I've been watching, the van life thing on YouTube since before COVID, and mainly it was younger people. But then Bob Wells got into it, and you saw that there was a lot more older people like my age and older that are doing it as well. But I noticed with the younger people that are doing it or were doing it, that they were traveling and they made it look like it was so much fun and this is their way of life and they're going to do this forever. And then as soon as they started making money on YouTube, they all ended up buying properties and building a brick and mortar home, which would lead me to believe that it wasn't as much fun as they thought it was or thought it was going to be, or perhaps maybe being a nomad wasn't a choice, or maybe, I don't know, maybe they just did it um, because they had no other option. They couldn't afford the rents, which they're ridiculous, and I can totally understand that. Or even the thought of buying a house was just like out of the question because you need to put so much money down and your house payment and all that stuff. So I get it, I understand that, but I just thought it was kind of misleading, that they would make all these videos making it look like it was just so much fun, and like they were choosing to do that over living in a brick and mortar home, because I think a lot of people were watching them and thinking that, yeah, I should give up my home and just live in a van and I'll be just as happy as all of them. And because I thought that for a minute back in the day. I even before COVID, I tried to talk my husband into quitting his job early and let's get a van and start traveling while we're young and healthy. And anyway, but I have noticed, like I said, the younger people, as soon as they get money, they seem to want to buy a piece of property and settle down. Totally understand that. But I notice more so with people my age and older, they are doing it because they've already owned a home or several homes and they're done with all that. They don't need a big home. Their kids are raised. It could be just them or just them and their spouse. And so, what a perfect way to, see things and travel. Just, sell your home and buy a nice vehicle that you can travel in and use the money to, camp and the gas and eating out and doing all that touristy stuff. But there's also the other side. There's also people that are doing it because they can no longer afford their mortgage payment or their rent because they're now living on a, budgeted income, their pension or social security. So they've decided it would be less expensive to live in their vehicle and also give them the opportunity to travel. And I understand that too. With us, we're kind of like in between. My husband would like to actually sell our home and put the money in the bank and then, travel and supplement our monthly income with the sale of our house, while we're traveling. And that's, it sounds good, but, I'm thinking, for one, how long will that last? Um, Two, you know, what if one of us has health issues or something should arise while we're out on the road and we need to get off the road? We're going to need a home base. And I'm certainly not going to burden my children or park my van in their driveway and just, live out of it. So it's kind of scary, the thought of doing that. I don't think I could do that. I wouldn't feel very good being out on the road knowing that we don't have a home. And so, what I'm wondering is if there is anyone out there that has done that. Have you sold your home, gone out, and were looking forward to it and, went out, and after a short period of time, or maybe even after a year or two, um, you were done. You were either burned out, or you had an illness and you had to come back, but now you don't have a home base. What did you do? Did you have enough money left over? Were you able to get into something else? Did you move in with family? Are you still living out of your vehicle, but you're in one of those, oh, I don't know. I've seen those parks where you can, live out of your RV, and I don't know how much they are a month, to be honest, but I know they're supposed to be less expensive than like living in a mobile home park. So, yeah, I want to hear from people like that. Um, I also would like to hear from people that are doing it, that absolutely love it. And if you absolutely love it, are you traveling, or are you just um, going from campsite to campsite like some people are doing? They're not spending a lot of money on gas, and they're trying to find cheaper sites, even BLM land, and they're not really, exploring and traveling. They're just living out of their vehicles, which that's understandable, but that's not what I want to do. If we do it, we're doing it so that we can actually travel. Um, and I want to know what it's like for people that have traveled from, let's say you lived in California, and you travel down to the southern states and up the East Coast and all that stuff? And um, what did you do? Was it fun? Did you, stop and see friends and family? Did you do the touristy thing? That's in my head. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're just gonna, we'll keep our house, and we'll come back every so often, every couple of months, check on it, make sure everything's okay. I have one of my boys come over and mow the lawn periodically and all that kind of stuff. But I want to go for an extended period of time, and and then when I'm tired, because I don't know how long I can travel yet, because I've never camped for more than a week at a time. But let's say I'm out there for a month, and I'm thinking, oh, I just want to go home and sleep in my own bed. I want to wash my clothes. I want, that kind of stuff. I want to watch TV. I want to take a hot shower and stuff. So that may be after the first month. I may want to do that. But then after I'm home for a while, maybe the next time out I can do, even longer. So I guess what I just want to know from people that are actually out on the road. Why are you out on the road? Was it a choice? Um, are you enjoying it? Are you more of a traveler, tourist, or are you just living out of your vehicle to save money? And if that's the case, are you hoping to eventually get back into an apartment or home or whatever? Or do you foresee yourself doing this forever? Because I don't think I've seen anyone that, especially even, people my age and older, that acted like they were just going to do this till they died. Because, eventually you do get sick, and it's a lot of work from what I've seen living out of a vehicle. It's not as easy. You have to make up your beds, and, you're cooking your food every night and over a campfire, rather than, going into the kitchen and just popping something in the microwave, or, turning on a stove. You have to set up your camp stove, and you have to get water, and you have to find a way to clean your dishes, and go to laundromats, and, like I said, make up your bed when you're going to, especially if you're sleeping in a vehicle, and then you got to take it all down the next day. You can't just leave your bed up. So there's a lot more work involved, I think. You don't have the house to maintain, though. So I guess that's one way to look at it. Even though you're doing those things, you're not doing these things. You don't have to worry about mowing your lawn and dusting and vacuuming and all that stuff. So yeah, there's two sides to that coin. And I've thought about that too. It's like, do I really want to be a slave to my house? My kids are grown. We have this two-story house. Do I want to clean 3 bathrooms for the rest of my life? No. I'd rather get out and travel, and then I'll come home every so often and clean it up. I'd like to be home for the holidays, that type of thing. But the gypsy in me, or whatever, from when I was young, just sees it as just a grand adventure. There's so much to see, there's so much to do, but I don't see it, at least not on YouTube. Um, I haven't seen it yet. I'm sure there's channels. I haven't seen all the channels, but most of the ones that I watch are on people, or the nomads are people that are just literally living out of their vehicles. They're not necessarily, traveling and all that stuff. There's a few, I have seen a few that are doing that. And yeah, I do know a few couples that are doing that, but I was wondering if there's single people that do that as well. Do you still have your home base? So yeah, if you got a minute and you want to answer those questions, I'd really appreciate it because I'm trying to do some research and I'm not really getting anywhere. I've been looking online and my laptop's still getting fixed. So I'm using my this little thing and it's not the same. I need my laptop to do that kind of research. But they said that now they said I'm going to get it back the 21st. I sent it in a week ago. They made it sound like it was going to be a couple days and then I get it right back. And now they just wrote me today and they said, yeah, because of delays or whatever and parts, it's going to be the 21st. And I'm like, oh my God. It's so hard to live without your laptop these days. I can't, there's only so much you can do on your phone. So anyway, this is getting really long-winded as always, and I am tired, as you can hear in my voice. It always gets gravelly when I start getting tired, and my eyes are like, but even though well, of course I got cut off. That's what I get for droning on and on. Anyway, all I was gonna say was, if you have a moment and you could leave me a comment and let me know, um, how you're doing with the whole van life thing and the traveling and all that. I would really appreciate hearing from people that are actually out there doing it. I'm not finding a whole lot in my research, and I'm tired, as you can hear in my voice and see in my face. And I'm hoping to actually get 8 hours of sleep tonight, but who knows? Anyway, I'm going to give it a try, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, and thanks for commenting.